It's a pity you don't like soup, Arthur. That's just like Mother used to make. No, not your mother, my mother. Come in.
Enjoying your lunch, Father?
I'll tell you, sister, that's the best soup I've ever tasted. What's for afters? Roast beef, a nice little bit of steak?
Nothing. That's it.
That's it? Just one bowl of soup?
Reverend Mother's on an economy drive. She would have to choose the week when I'm doing the cooking.
You mean to say we're on short rations for the rest of the week?
Afraid so. And I just love cooking, Father. Well, that was my job until God found me. At the Holiday Inn, Newcastle-under-Lyme, as a matter of fact.
Newcastle-under-Lyme. He gets about a bit, doesn't he?
Steak and kidney pie.
Oh.
That was my speciality, with a golden crust on it that melted in your mouth.
Oh, don't. I can't stand. Plenty of gravy.
Lashes.
Oh.
With an extra kidney to thicken it up.
Oh.
Oh, well, those days are past, Father.
Yes, they certainly are. Listen, I'll ask you something. Do you think if I bought the ingredients, you could possibly...
No, Father. Reverend Mother would never allow it.
You wouldn't have to tell her.
I wouldn't need to. She'd smell it cooking.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed your soup, Father.
What there was of it, yes.
Because we're having it for supper as well. I've made enough to last us till Wednesday.
What are we having Thursday?
Macaroni cheese, if there's any cheese.
This won't do at all, Arthur. I think a trip into town is called for. Tell you, I'll ask you something. Do you fancy anything from the Chinese takeaway? Right. 136 and a double up on the rice. The hills are alive with songs of...
Father Charles.
Yes?
Reverend Mother wants you in the office.
What now? I'm just going into the town.
It's important.
It's important. It's a matter of life and death. Arthur is down to his last grain of millet.
Oh, I'm afraid you'll have to wait. Reverend Mother has a visitor she wants you to talk to.
Oh.
Really, what a time to arrive. The poor soul hardly had time to sit down to her lunch.
Mine was hardly worthwhile sitting down for.
Oh, I know. Hardly enough to fill a back tooth, was it? Still, maybe you'll get a second helping at supper tonight because the Reverend Mother won't be here.
Really?
No. Right after confession, she's planning to go to St. Catherine's, and they're sure to ask her to stay there to supper.
Do you think she will?
If she's got any sense, she will. They eat very well at St. Catherine's.
Do they?
We were so sorry to hear about your father, Mr. Wainwright. A tragic loss.
Oh, definitely. Still, when you gotta go, know what I mean?
Enter. Oh, Father Charles, I don't think you've met Mr. Wainwright. Father Charles is our new chaplain.
Oh, yeah. How are you keeping?
Oh, mustn't grumble. How's yourself?
Oh, up and down Tower Bridge.
Oh, that's good.
Could we go on, please? Mr. Wainwright has recently suffered a bereavement.
Yeah, me dad died.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that.
Knocking 80, though. I mean, I doubt whether I'll last that long.
Me neither. I'll be lucky if I get through the week.
And Mr. Wainwright would like us to say a mass for him.
Not for me, you understand. For me old dad.
Right, when?
When what?
When would you like me to say it?
Say what?
The Mass.
That's exactly what I've asked you in here to decide. Now, I would prefer...
I would prefer early closing day in case my cashier wants to come.
Oh, I see. You've got a shop, have you?
I have now.
Oh, it's an ill wind, eh?
An ill wind.
I would prefer if it wasn't early in the week because the man is coming to treat the dry rot in the chapel.
I didn't know we got dry rot in the chapel.
Yes, the pew by the door where Brother Martin always sits.
Well, perhaps we'd better have him checked out for dry rot.
Mind you, I don't see what good it can do.
Well, of course it will. They're a very reputable firm.
No, the Mass. I mean, once you're gone, you're gone. So what the point of it all is, heaven only knows.
Yes, Mr. Wainwright, heaven does. But you need faith to appreciate that.
Are you trying to get me back into the church?
Certainly not. I know my limitations.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've got a lot to do, Reverend Mother. Why don't you leave Mr. Wainwright and me to work out the details?
Yeah, that suits me.
Good. I'm so glad that we all agree about something.
Right. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, stone me. She's heavy duty. Is she always like that?
Well, she's got a lot on her plate at the moment, metaphorically speaking. Now, about this Mass, did your dear old dad have any favourite hymns that you'd like us to include?
Hymns?
Yes, hymns.
I don't know. Don't hang about. There was one. Something about feet.
Feet?
And did those feet in ancient what's it? La da da dee.
Yeah, well, Yes, that's very good, very good. It's not exactly a hymn, though, you see. That's Jerusalem.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, never mind about the hymns. What's all this going to cost?
Oh, we don't make any charge, Mr. Wainwright.
Oh, that's good.
No, unless, of course, you'd like to make a donation to the convent funds.
Like what?
Well, that's entirely up to you. I mean, bearing in mind that you might not want to do it again.
I should hope not.
So, you'd like to give your dear departed dad a nice send-off, see him on his way.
Well, wherever he was going, he must be there by now. We buried him 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago? Why didn't you come to see us before?
Couldn't, could I? We was all in Torremolinos.
Torremolinos? Was he Spanish?
No, but we went there the day after he was buried in Manchester.
Why Manchester?
Because that's where he died. Oh. We had this booking, you see, and you can't get your refund if you cancel at the last minute.
Oh, you were lucky to fit in the funeral then before you went. Otherwise, he'd have had to hang about until you all came back.
Yeah, it was even lucky we could get a direct flight from Manchester. Otherwise, we'd have had to have motored all the way down to Gatwick. Oh. Mind you, we thought about him a lot while we was there.
That was nice of you.
I remember saying to the wife on the beach, I wonder where the dear old dad is now. And she said, don't worry, love. Wherever he is, the food's got to be better than it is out here.
Let's hope she's right.
Yeah. He loved his food. We all do. In fact, I was just going down to the shop to select myself a nice bit of steak when I heard that he'd snuffed it.
Yeah. Yeah. You telling me you got a butcher's shop?
Yeah. Wainwright and Sons in the High Street. We supply this convent with all your meat.
I'm surprised you're still in business. Still, that does make things a lot easier.
What things?
Your donation. How would you feel about giving 3 or 4 pounds of steak and kidney?
Oh, Sister Lucy, would you please remind all the sisters that Father O'Brien will be here soon to take our confessions?
Yes, Reverend Mother. They're in the garden.
Oh. Hello, Father Jimmy.
Sister Lucy, Sister Lucy.
Oh, Father Charles, I've been looking for you.
Oh, nice to be missed. Mr. Wainwright gave me a lift into the town, so I did a bit of shopping.
Well, I'd like a word with you in my office.
Oh, right, yeah, delighted. I'll just pop upstairs, tell Arthur that I'm back.
No, right now, Father, if you don't mind.
What?
I think you should know that the bishop phoned me this morning to say that he's very worried about Father O'Brien.
I'm not surprised.
It seems that his problem is getting worse.
Which problem? His gammy leg?
His drink problem. Last week, when he was baptizing a baby boy, he dropped him into the font.
Oh, poor little soul. More like a launching than a christening.
It's no joke, Father. If he doesn't mend his ways, the bishop may have to retire him.
Oh, now, that would be terrible.
That may be. The last time he took our confessions, we were talking to ourselves most of the time. And may I add, your generosity didn't help matters.
Didn't help. If I hadn't lent him the bus fare home, he'd still be here. He didn't dare ask you.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you taking him upstairs to your room and plying him with drink beforehand.
I did not ply him, I revived him. He arrived here in a shocking condition, and no wonder. He had to stand all the way from Oxford on his one good leg.
You overdid it. The alcoholic fumes coming through the grill made concentration exceedingly difficult. So, Father, this time, whatever you do, please don't offer him a drink.
I should be so lucky. I haven't got any to offer him.
Just as well. You wouldn't want him to be retired.
No, I would not.
You'd miss him.
Yes, I would. He still owes me the 30p bus fare. That's marvellous, that is.
Aren't they the most beautiful flowers, Father Chili?
Yes, they're very nice. They're very nice. Do you know what happened to what was in there earlier?
Earlier?
Yeah, before the flowers were put in.
Are you not liking the flowers, Father Chili?
I'm loving the flowers. You could easily go off them. Who put them in there?
Sister Mercedes.
Where is she now?
In the garden.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you. Right, in the garden.
Charlie, my old friend.
Oh, go. Blimey. What have you been up to?
What sort of a greeting's that, Charlie, on such a beautiful day? The birds singing, the sun shining, and myself feeling on top of the world.
Not for long. Not for long.
Ah, it's the old leg, Charlie.
Your old
It's the
leg, nothing.
leg.
It's your old problem. Come on, I'll get you upstairs. Get you up to my room.
Oh, now you're talking, Charlie. I wouldn't say no to a little drop of something.
You won't get the chance. Come on. Come on.
Up you come. Come on. Hey, Charlie.
What?
Have I got to climb up all them stairs? Look at the height of them.
How else do you expect to get up there? Jump? Keep your voice down. Come on.
Hurry! Come on. Trotting to the fair.
You're quite right, sister. It's steak and kidney. And you say you found it in a vase in the hall?
I did.
Well, who on earth could have put it there?
Who indeed? None of the sisters know anything about it.
What an extraordinary place. Wait a minute. When Mr. Wainwright was here earlier, was he alone in the hall at any time?
Well, yes, he was. When I went to get you from the refectory.
Well, that's when he did it. Presumably, he's brought it as some sort of gift from his shop. It seems quite fresh, sister.
Oh, 'tis indeed, mother. Make a lovely steak and kidney pie, it would.
Would seem most ungrateful not to make use of it.
A wicked waste.
Give it to Sister Mary Magdalene and tell her we'll be having steak and kidney pie for supper instead of soup.
Oh, what a treat.
And tell her there'll be one extra.
One extra.
Yes, I'm cancelling my trip to St. Catherine's.
I'm alone, and I want to follow.
Where on earth have you?
Leg, Charlie.
Where have you been to get like this? An Irish wedding?
I was not Charlie, no. I was all day at the bedside of a sick friend.
That can't have done him much good.
And every time I rose to go, one of the staff shoved a drink into my hand.
One of the staff?
Aye.
What sort of hospital was this?
No, he wasn't in any hospital. No, they made up a bed for him in the little room at the back of the pub.
Why couldn't they get him home?
Home? He was home. He's the landlord.
I see. I see.
Oh, and a very, very nice fella, Charlie. Oh, and a very devout Catholic, yes. And he has 7 lovely sons. 7 of the nicest you've ever seen in your life.
Don't go to sleep.
Right.
You got confession in 10 minutes.
What?
You gotta hear confessions. Listen, I'll get you a cup of coffee. Do you take sugar? 1 lump or 2?
There's a drop of whiskey in it, Charlie. I'll just take the 1 lump.
Good Lord, Arthur. Good Lord. He's in no fit state to hear confession.
Sister Mary, is it true what I'm hearing about steak and kidney pie for supper?
Yes, I've just popped it in the oven. It's going to be magnificent. Oh, beautiful steak and lashings of lovely kidney. Oh.
Sister, may I remind you that you're in the house of God?
Sorry, Reverend Mother.
I suggest you turn your thoughts to him and let tonight's supper take care of itself. Has Sister Mercedes taken her confession yet?
She's next.
I hope she doesn't take as long as she did last time, or that pie won't be worth eating.
Sister, you'll notice a big change in Father O'Brien.
How do you mean?
Well, he stayed awake right through my confession. I've never known him so lively.
Oh, see, I'm glad for this, for I have many things on my conscience. Champion, Padre, I am talking when I should be silent, and silent when I should be singing.
Well, no. Well, no. That's not so much a question of a sin. It's more like a case of bad timing. So, my dear child, for your penance...
But I have not finished, Padre. I have many sin more yet.
I was afraid you might.
Often, I'm wanting to stay in bed a little longer. And sometime, I'm staying too long in the bathroom, Padre, washing my hand.
Washing your hand, is it?
Yes, and sometime my foot is very dirty from the garden, Padre.
Oh, well, now, listen to me. You can serve Almighty God just as well with a dirty hand as you can with a dirty foot. Oh, what the devil's that? Huh? Oh, who put that vulture there? Oh, the confessions. My God, I'll be late for the confessions. Where's me cloak? Where's me cloak?
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Yes, my child.
I've had uncharitable thoughts, Father, and about someone who's only doing their best for all of us.
Would it be, by any chance, Father Charlie?
No, why?
Well, I've had a couple of complaints about his long and boring sermons.
Oh, no. Well, they are a bit.
I'd drop him to hint.
No, it was about our Reverend Mother. I've judged her unfairly. You see, I thought she was being stingy with the housekeeping to stop me from cooking.
Oh, sure, that was very wrong of you, even if it was true.
But it isn't. We're having steak and kidney pie tonight.
What? What? I understood you were having soup.
Oh, it was. But we've had a very generous gift of steak and kidney from Mr. Wainwright.
Who?
Mr... Oh, you wouldn't know him, Father.
No, I would not. No, that's true. I would not.
Yes, apparently. He left it for us in the vase in the hall.
Oh, my Lord.
Are you all right, Father?
Oh, I could take a bite of food. And seeing I had no lunch. That's a lovely smell. Steak and kidney.
Father, please guide me. I did as you advised at my last confession, but it seems to have had no effect. Why did I fail, Father?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Would you like to remind me as to what it was I advised?
To pray for help from our Blessed Virgin.
What help?
The intolerable burden of Father Charles. Really is enough to try the patience of a saint. He seems to think he's running this convent, not me. I suppose it's his army training. He was in the army, you know.
Perhaps he thinks he's still in the army. What with you giving him orders all the time and expecting him to do everything by the book? If he never thought of him alone, his cold little room, nothing to do but watch his breath condense on the window pane. No one to talk to except that old bard of his. Good God Almighty must think that he's in solitary.
I'm sure he doesn't feel like that.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Especially he's got to have all his meals on his own, such as they are. He's only human, you know.
Well, of course. Do you think, Father, it would help if I asked him to pray with me?
More to the point, if you invited him to eat with you.
There's another thing. His table manners. When he drinks soup, it sounds like the parting of the Red Sea.
Well, no, I understood you're not having soup.
No, we're not. Perhaps you're right. I'll invite Father Charles to supper.
Fine.
And you must join us as well, Father O'Brien.
I will. As long as you think there'll be enough.
Bless me soul.
Why is the place so deserted? Where is everybody?
Been and gone.
Gone? They can't have gone. I haven't heard the confessions yet.
Oh, yes, you have. And very exhausting it was, too.
Don't tell me, Charles, that you've taken them.
Well, someone had to. You were too plastered.
I was not. And do you realize what you've done? You've taken my confessions. You've broken canon law. Give me that cloak.
Thank you very much.
The bishop hears about us, he'll be down on you like 10 ton of bricks. Of course, I shan't tell him.
That's good. Tell me something. Will you make me a promise?
What's that?
Next time you go visiting the sick, find someone who's teetotal, will you?
I couldn't find Father Charles anywhere, Reverend Mother, so I left a little note in his room asking him to join us here.
Good. I don't think we can wait any longer. Sister Mary Magdalene, you may serve us.
Gladly, Reverend Mother. I've just got to strain the sprouts.
Oh, we are having the sprouts as well.
See, I cooked them.
Oh, good evening, good evening.
Oh, you've got me no
It's very kind of you to ask me to join you, Reverend Mother.
It's something I've been meaning to do for a long time,
Oh.
Father Charles. Please do sit down.
Thank you, thank you. I've just seen Father O'Brien. Thanks you very much for the invite, but he's decided to take the last bus home.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I've decided that there must be two Father O'Briens.
How do you mean?
Well, on his good days, he's quite a different sort of person. I mean, such a remarkable insight into the feelings of others. I think you should have a little talk with him.
That would be a bit one-sided.
I'm sure it wouldn't. I think I'll ask the bishop to let him visit us more often.
Not too often. Can I have a glass of water, please?
Oh, Father, I'm sorry. Reverend Mother, while we've been out, someone's been helping themselves in our kitchen.
Helping themselves? You mean they've taken something?
They certainly have. A great big slice of our steak and kidney pie.
Oh, no.
Madre mia, who would do that?
It must have been a burglar. We were all at confession.
Not quite all, I think.
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute.
We were all in the chapel with Father O'Brien. If it wasn't you, who could it have been?
What are you all looking at me like that for?
If you didn't take it, why not tell us?
Because I... Well, all right. It was me. God forgive me.
Thank you. Sister, you may serve everyone with what remains of the pie.
Oh, that's very forgiving of you.
All except Father Charles. He's already had his share, so he will be taking soup.
Soup?
Soup. And now, Father, would you please lead us in grace?
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. For what they are about to receive, make them truly grateful.